I think we're ready to start, and those who not joined yet, they will surely drop in very soon. So I will just roll the disclaimer and we will get started, yeah? And the usual, the disclaimer, please read it and take notes that trading is a very risky business, and all the trades idea that I show today are always only my opinion and the way I trade. This is not in any way a signal for anyone to take a trade based on what I'm saying. So please do your own research and take your own trades, and yeah, read it carefully so you know the risk involved in trading. It looks like I have some trouble with my display. I will just fix that and we'll get started. And here we go. So welcome everybody, and as usual we're gonna start with the Dixie. Guys, if you have any questions, please let them park them to the end of the session. I used to give some time for questions, or if you have any pairs you want me to look at, that can we do at the end of the session, yeah? So we can do this fast and effective. Welcome Sabina, and welcome Yusuf. I may not look at the chat a lot now, so yeah, I will get started, and we take the questions later on. So Dixie guys, looks like the dollar is getting very, very weak. We were talking about this level last week, that we said that we may see a bounce from this area here. Well, the Dixie did try to break this level a little bit, but it didn't work very well. It got rejected. We got this engulfing day here, followed by a strong down move and a little bit of correction. And Friday, after the news from USA, we see that the Dixie make a new low and did close below the lows of last week, and it looks like we're heading more down. There is some areas to look at. One of them is this neckline down here at the 96 area, that maybe gonna act as some support. The same place we have this the bottom of this wick here. So this area is maybe a place where we may see some rejection for the Dixie, but it looks like we're gonna look for short on the dollar until it shows us that it will really reverse. The downtrend channel is very clear, as you see here. Strong downtrend channel, nothing has changed in that yet. So we are reaching to the bottom of this channel one next week. Looks like it's gonna happen, and we will see if it's gonna bounce on the neckline here, or if we're gonna test the even lower. But so far we keep looking for short, as I said, until it shows us that it wants to do something else, yeah? Gold, as expected last week, we said we're still making higher highs and higher lows, and there is no idea to think of something else. And we did break above the 1250. It's a very important level at this area here that got broken now, And the daily candle last Friday was a very strong candle. So the areas to look at on gold, if you are long already, then of course you're gonna be looking for some profit taking at this level up here. The 1290 area is a very important level to look at for profit taking, and for me I think it is a level where we should be looking at for a possible bounce back down to a retest of these lows down here. So the bias is long on gold. If you're going down to 4 hour and you want to find an entry long, in my opinion you should be waiting for a retest of this broken structure here, where we have this structure here. I think gonna be a good structure to try to see if gold come back down, do a retest of this area and give you an entry reason long for a retest of the highs, or even higher up here and close this gap we have back here. Yeah. And of course everyone should build its own trading idea and how to take it. If this is the last high, we don't know yet. Maybe price will open and keep going higher, but let's say that we have this is our last high now, then I would possibly put my Fibonacci retracement tool at just for this move, this leg here, and try to find some confluence with structure and Fibonacci. And the first confluence we have is the 38.2 area, where we have the confluence of this structure here, as you see here also. That would be my first level to look at to try to find bullish evidence to go long on gold, because it just broke a new high and we should be only looking for a trend continuation on this one until it reached the 1290 area, which is those highs up here. That would be a good level to look at and see if we're gonna get another bounce, one more bounce to the downside. Yeah. Oil keep making lower lows, but on the daily, as you see here, I was talking about this level to watch, and we did get a really strong momentum move to the downside, a retracement, another lower high, and then we broke below this low here again. And at last Friday we got this rejection, a little bit of rejection from this neckline down here. Yeah, if we put a line here, you see that this similar to a double bottom, and the neckline that got rejected from this level, the 97 area. I am still bearish on oil. There is no reason to do something else with oil until it's break above the 51.50 and the downtrend channel. I will keep looking for shorting opportunities. If we go down to the 4 hour, you can see the structure a little bit better, and the first level to look at is of course the 49. It has been acting as good support and resistant area here, as you see, many tests, and this should be the first level we look at on oil for bearish evidence for retest of this low, or even a retest even lower. Yeah. If you don't get your bullish evidence at this level, then the second level you should be looking at is the 51.50. That is the more major level on oil that gonna play a very important role, I think, because as far as we're trading below that, I am bearish on oil, and will be, as I said, just be looking for shorting opportunities. Forex, our first pair to look at is Aussie New Zealand. Crazy sell off on this pair, as you see. Lots of bearish days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got one green day and followed by 4 bearish days again. So this is a really overextended move, and we see that price is heading to a very important level down here. As you see, this structure has been acting as good support many times in the past. I don't know why those arrows got so big every time I use them. Anyway, let me make it a little bit lower, smaller, sorry. As you see here, we have a touch here also, another test, and a retest. And now it looks like price is heading to this area. I think that somewhere here in this area should be our kill zone, and we would be looking for possible trading opportunity to the upside on Aussie USD. The RSI is below the extremes now, very low level on the RSI. And if we go down to the 4-hour, you see that this move is very overextended, and we have already some divergence ongoing on the RSI. As you see here, this low here was already at this level, and price went much lower, but the RSI making higher levels, yeah, a higher low. So there is this neckline to look at, and this structure below is the area where I'll be looking for entry reason on Aussie New Zealand. It's a counter trend trade, so you should be careful and have a good risk management on this one. At those level with such an extreme trend, I will be looking for a possible something like this, a possible double bottom. Even better if I get a double bottom on the 4 hours, and at this move up, if I get an engulfing candle to the bullish engulfing candle, then I will be entering the market at the next open candle, yeah. So a bounce up, a retest and rejection, that would be my entry reason on this pair. So keep an eye at this level, the 1.035 area. It's a very good level to try and find a reason to go long on this pair, yeah. That's right, Alexander. It looks like a perfect measured move. I didn't do the measuring of this move, but it looks extended. We are now at already at 1.618, so we are already at a good Fibonacci extensions also. So of course the level is very good, and I will be watching it very carefully next week. Aussie USD, the trend is still to the downside, guys, even though we got this very good looking bullish engulfing candle last Friday. it have to show me much more than one candle to change my mind. I think this is a very strong bearish move. I did publish an idea about this level down here. I would gladly see this move if I had this engulfing bullish candle started from down here. I would be much better looking at going long, but as this happens already on Friday, I think the next level I will be looking at is the retest of this structure up here, the 0.749 area ish, for another bounce to the downside, or if Aussie give me a retest of this structure again, then try to go long from below here. It's a down trend, and I am bearish on this pair until it does something like this. We need to break this high, do a retest of that broken structure, and give me bullish evidence to go long for a retest of this structure. In that case, I would go long. But as for now, we still have lower highs, and this would be our first higher low in case Aussie USD keep heading up, yeah. But I wouldn't go against this strong down momentum from this level here. One more time, I need to see it to break these highs, do a retest of the structure, give me bullish evidence, and then I will consider a bullish move to retest these highs. As for now, I will be just watching what it will give me next week, yeah. Aussie Jappy, we are also getting a good heading to a good level. As you see, we made another lower high, and price got rejected back down. So where price is right now in this area, I think gonna be an important level to try and see if we're gonna get another bounce to the upside. So one little move to the downside here, and see if we're gonna get a bounce back up to a retest of this neckline or this structure, or even better, to a retest of these highs. As for now, it is trading in this range, and I think buying the lows, selling the highs of this range is the way to go. As if we see a break of this range, of course we're gonna keep hitting much lower on this one, but the first level I will be looking at is where price is testing right now, or a little bit lower, and see if we're gonna get a bounce from this level here, another bounce to the upside, yeah. We have some little bit of divergence on the RSI, hidden divergence, but there's not much to talk about yet. So yeah, keep an eye on this level for a possible bounce to the upside. Cat Chief, I didn't get the retest of this structure that we were talking about. That I was looking for a retest of this structure to try to short this pair. It didn't make it to that high, but we got a very good bearish flag that got broken and kept heading down. We did a break of these lows now, as you see here. The lows are broken, and it looks like it keep heading down to lower levels. So still bearish on this pair, and the only thing on its way is the end of this spin bar. Then we have those structure to look at later on, but the first level to look at, if you are already short, see if the low of this bar pin bar gonna act as support or not. There is not as you see here, not lots of structure until we get to those levels. So if you are already short, you have lots of area more to the downside before you start heading meeting some troubles. Yeah, first level is the lows of this pin bar, the Trump election pin bar, and everything on this pair is looking bearish for now. If you want to find an entry reason, then of course maybe you want to look at if price gonna give you another retest of this structure. But as you see, we did break it on the 4 hour. We got this spin bar. It was a retest on the lower time frame, the hour and the 15 minute at this level here. As you see here on the 1 hour, you can see it a little bit better. We got this huge candles that broke this level. You got the retest and another rejection, and now we are making something that looked like a double bottom before price closed. So if it give you another retest of this structure and bearish evidence, why not to try to take another short to at least retest of this structure or even lower on this pair. EuroCAD is also at a very good level, I think. We have this structure. If you're gonna look much more to the left, around the start of 2016, January, February, we had this structure level here that may act as resistant. Even this rejection of the election here, this pin bar, and as you see, we're making this rising wedge, and the RSI giving us very good bearish divergence. So where price is right now is very good place to look and see if this pair gonna give us some move to the downside. Maybe would be even better if we break this wedge, and this is on the daily. If we go down to the 4 hour, you see this structure here is where we should be looking. If you want to find some reversal on this pair, then I would be looking for price to go back down in this below this level, maybe a retest or a double top, give me some bearish evidence, and try to take it to the lows of this channel. A scenario like this would give you a very good risk to reward on this pair, and even on the lower time frame we have some ongoing divergence, as you see here. Equal highs, but on the price we have a higher highs. Yeah, so there is a possibility that maybe this can give us a bounce to the downside. I'm not talking about a total reversal, but at least a trade to retest of these lows down here, yeah. Euro Aussie, very strong bullish market, as you see, guys. And what I was looking at first, that is the last week, was this level. I was expecting that we may see some rejection. We got a little bit of rejection, but on Friday after the news, on Friday when we got the news, we start to go down a little bit, but before that on Wednesday we broke, and Thursday we kept heading higher. And what I'm watching right now is this possible trend line. We have only 2 touches, so we need a confirmation here. If it would be much better if price went and did a touch of this trend line and start heading down. What we see on the RSI is also we have some bearish divergence, and it's already started from this top here. As you see, this 1, 2, 3 tops, all of them making higher high, and those 3 tops on the RSI are making lower highs, all 3 of them. That itself is not any would not give you any entry reason yet. What I will be looking at is, of course, a break of this trend line. Maybe a retest would be much better to try to take a trade to the downside. This structure down here gonna surely give us some trouble. If there is a reversal, then you should be looking at this structure. If this structure got broken, then of course a retest of these lows or back down to this level. But that is a counter trend trading, so we need a lots of evidence before we jump in and trade against a move, very strong move like this one, yeah. And as you see here, we have this structure at this level here that may act as resistant also. So those are the levels I'm looking at on this pair for next week, guys. Euro Jappy, we were talking about this double top last week, or double top possibility that we have here at this level here. You see that this move was very, very strong, and then price start ranging. We couldn't make new highs. We did make 2 equal highs, which give us a possibility for a double top scenario. We have a very good divergence on the RSI when those double tops happened, and last week we couldn't make a new high even. So we had this move. Let's go down to the 4-hour. After this possible double top, this leg, if you put your Fibonacci retracement tools, you see that we did break the 61.8, and if we put the 78.6, you see that price did stop at this level, where we also had this structure here that may be was acting as resistant and supply zone. So for this pair, the area I would be looking at is if we get another retest to this structure to try to short it from this level. The next level we should be worrying at is this structure down here. This will be we will surely have some trouble breaking this level, and that will possibly give one bounce to the upside from this structure. So you see the box is very clear on the 4 hour now. We have this ranging market, and until one side is broken, there is possibilities to try to train this range, buying the lows of this box, selling the highs. It looks like we couldn't make it higher, and let's see if it's gonna give us some chances to try to buy it from the lows in this case, or if it give us another retest, another double top, then I would be try to find entry reason to short it. EURUSD, we did now break another new high, as you see, and it still looks very bullish. The next level I am looking at is this area here, the 1.1365 area, because we have lots of structure, and it has been acting as resistance in the past. So this level up here is where I will be looking for what the EURUSD gonna do. If it's gonna give us a bounce to the downside at this level, would be a very good trading opportunity. But once again, this is another counter trend trade, and if you don't know how to take those or how to manage your risk, you should only be trading with the trend. But I would be very happy to to see that price touch this level and start giving us some bearish evidence, yeah, to try and short it. As for now, it looks very bullish, and there is a break of this structure, and if you want to really trade with the trend, then of course you want to see a retest of this structure for a possible trend continuation trade. But a total reversal, you need to see a break of both this structure and this structure and the trend line. So there is a much more before we start talking about long-term reversal or not. But possible short-term trades and bounce at this level to the downside, there is possibly some opportunities if we get to this level and start making a double top, or give us a head and shoulders to try to trade it for one bounce down. Okay, but guys, as you see, it's a very strong upwards momentum, and we are start heading to the extreme highs of this very old range here, as you see. So there is not much left to reach the extreme highs of this ranging area here, and of course that's why I will be looking at those levels to see if we're gonna get some possible bounce to the downside. And the RSI is also on this pair, giving us some bearish divergence, but no bearish evidence yet on the price. Yeah, Alexander, I think I think the same, and but what we hope and what we wish is not enough. So it should give us some evidence before we start talking about the euro heading all the way down. I think all of us were thinking about that already at this structure here, and once more time when it reached this level, but it just keep going higher, and we don't need to fight as strong trend as this one. That's good, Alexander, that you locked in some profit. Sterling pairs, guys. Well, listen, I'm gonna talk about them, but next week is a very very important week for the sterling pairs. As you know, the election on Thursday, I think the 8th. Be careful. I would recommend you that you find other pairs to look at and trade, because there is a possibility for lots of volatility on this pair. Any tweet gonna make the price goes crazy, or if any media leak any polls information about who will win or not. So yeah, I will say what I think about them, but I will not recommend you to trade those pairs for next week. If you start with sterling Aussie, as you know, guys, I was expecting this pair to give us a retest of this structure a little bit higher, and give us a possibility to go higher and retest of these highs. We did get 2 days, 2 bullish days, but on Friday we got this engulfing candle to the downside. The trend is on those pairs still looking strong. This is a normal correction. It didn't even touch the 38.2 Fibonacci, so this correction for me is a shallow correction, yeah. And as for now, we still have this higher low is the last major one, and as far as price is trading above it, we didn't break it yet. There is a possibility that we could be looking for more long on this pair until we go and break this level here. The 1.7090 area is where we can say that we have a total reversal, or that price start reversing to the downside. As for now, we did break the neckline of this structure. As you see, it was acting as good support and resistance here. We did broken with this major candle, did a retest, and make a new high on lower time frame. This is the 4-hour. So for next week, I would be looking for where price is right now, and see if this move to the downside was only a retest of the neckline, and possible continuation up for a retest of these highs or even higher. Until we see that price break these lows and testing this level, then we should be looking to see what price will give us at this level. Is it a rejection or a break at those levels? But once again, guys, I wouldn't recommend anyone to trade those pairs Wednesday, Thursday next week, and Mondays usually used to be slow market days, so there's no need to trade them if you're not sure what you're doing. Sterling CAD, very nice rounding to the downside, a retest of this structure, and we start having some troubles already. The level I will be looking at is, of course, if price goes and do a retest of this structure here, and look if there is any bearish evidence for a bounce from this level, because we did now two lower lows, as you see here, this first lower low, another lower low here, and this structure should be acting as good, as you see here, it was a good resistance in the past. So a retest of this level would be the area where I'll be looking at for a possible shorting opportunity for a retest of these lows or even lower. Okay, it's 1.75 even number here that may act as a good resistance level. Sterling Jappy moving very nice in this downward channel. We did break the 38.2 Fibonacci, and we got this bearish engulfing candle last Friday. It looks like this is can be heading down to the lows of the channel or the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, where we also have this structure down here. So as for now, we get more sure of that if we get a break and close of this this structure here. That would be almost sure that we're gonna do a test of the lower structure. What we be looking at for next week, if price do another retest of the channel and give us a bounce to the downside, there is a possibility that we do a retest of this structure here, yeah, because as you see, this move here looks like the candles were very small. If you gonna look at those moves was huge and strong momentum to the downside. Those candles was much smaller. The same if you look at those bearish candles. So all the bearish candles look much stronger than the bullish candles that shows lots of indecisions and not a big momentum in them. But as fast as price start to go down, the bearish momentum is much stronger. So I will keep looking for shorting opportunity on this pair until we reach the 61.8, or we see a break of this channel, a retest. Then we have a possibility for prices to start to move higher, yeah. Sterling New Zealand heading to a very good structure and maybe a possible support level right now. We did break this channel, and we have now price at a good support level. As you see here, it was acting as good support. Let me move this a little bit down. Many times, and it was broken and tested as resistance also many times. So this level down here gonna be where we may see some bounces to the upside. So watch this level for next week if you want to find an entry reason and bullish on this one. Then you should be looking at this level. Sterling USD I'm just not trusting this move at all. But anyway, as you see, the first two waves was very strong, and then price started to having some trouble. We kept doing higher highs and higher lows, but in a much lower momentum. The candles was not as big as before, and even the waves was much smaller. We have this last high up here, and then we did a break of the trend line, we did a break of the neckline also. As you see here, we have, this is our first low since this whole move started. So what we want to see, if this to continue to the downside, we want to see a lower high. There is a possibility that this may be the first lower high, but we want to see a break of this low first and a retest. If that happens, this will give us our first lower high also, and we have a lower low. Then we can start thinking that this whole move is now reversing, and we can start trading this pair to the downside. Until that happen, we are not reversing yet, and this pair gonna act very strange next week. So once again, you maybe don't want to trade it anyway. USD CAD looks like the reversal may have started, but we still have, this is our last major high, this is our last major higher low. As we talked about this trend line last week in the weekly overview, I said that there is a possibility that we see this happening. We got something, a retest, possible double bottom, and move to the upside. We did get that, but as you see, there wasn't a strong move, and after the news last Friday, we got this rejection. So we should be looking at what will happen when price do a retest of this trend line again, if it's gonna get broken or if it's gonna give us another bounce back up to the structure. If this trend line got broken, then there is a possibility that we keep heading down to the next major trend line, in my opinion. This start to looks like a good bearish flag as for now, as you see here. So there is a possibility that we're getting a bearish flag. We couldn't make a higher high than this high. We got rejected from this level, but this flag is not broken yet. And even if this flag got broken, then we have this trend line to break before we can see more to the downside on this pair. Okay, so the major trend is much weaker now, and you saw that when we got a break of this neckline, a retest. So we had very good momentum to the downside, and that may continue. But as price did stop at this level, you want to see it break and close below this level for a continuation down, yeah? Because once again, this structure, this was a major low, high, another higher low, another higher higher high, and this our last higher low. So we are in an area that we should be looking to see what will happen on the retest of these lows and the trend line. Yeah. USD chief, lots of sell off, as you see, guys. There is nothing more than bears in this market, and the next level, next interesting level is of course the 0.95 area down here. As you see, this is the lows of this major channel here, so it's almost 2-year channel, more than that, and it's a very important level to look at for a possible bounce from these lows below here. I don't think I need to explain this a lot. You can see it very clear. That is a level where price had tested many times in the past and never got broken. As you see, we can go back to 2015, October 2015, and since then every time price did a touch of this level, we got a good rejection. So of course we will be looking for this level to find bullish evidence for a bounce back up to at least retest of this structure here. Yeah. USD JPY, we are back in this down channel. We got a bounce to the upside, couldn't break above this support and this down channel. Price started to go down again, gave us something similar to a double bottom, but then last Friday another bearish engulfing candle on this pair, and the structure to look at is where price is testing right now. Actually, this is a very important level that, if got broken, if we get a break and close up below this one, at least a 4-hour, or even better on if you got the daily close below this structure, then I'm almost sure that it's time to close this gap and possibly a retest of these lows down here. As you see, guys, it's clear that we have a down trend, and we couldn't make a new high. So this structure is important, as it's been acting as good support in the past. It got broken with this huge candle here. It got retested as support, and now looks like price is testing again. So where price is right now is where I will be looking at, because there is one of two things going to happen here: a break and a continuation to the downside, or a possible bounce and retest of these highs. Those are the two things that we may see. We may see that this pair gonna give us a little bit more consolidation at this level, but as fast as this level is broken, then there is more continuation and a close of the gap. That's almost for sure. New Zealand USD, it did break this very important structure that we were talking about. We were thinking that we may see a reversal at this level. We got some trouble at this area, but then price kept heading higher with a much strong momentum, 3 engulfing candles, as you see here. And there is a good important structure up here to look at now and see if price give us a possibility for a counter trend trade and a retest of this structure down here. So the level I will be looking at is this supply area up here, or the retest of this neckline here. But this is now in an uptrend. We did break these highs. We're getting a new high, higher high, and another higher low. So it's going to the upside, and the structure to look at is up here. If it gives you a retest of this structure already next week, a retest of this broken structure on the lower time frame, and a rejection from this level here, that will maybe give you a possible entry long in a trend continuation trade. Yeah, otherwise keep looking for what price will do at this level up here. And it looks like this was our last pair. I got a message from a friend to look at USD Turkey, and we will just take a look at this, because it did actually break an important structure that we talked about before, and this structure is down here, is now broken, and it looks like this pair may give us a retest of these lows down here. Yeah, so for those who trade this pair, you want to go down to lower time frame and see if this break of this structure now, if it's gonna get confirmed by a retest and rejection, then there is a possibility that this pair keep trading down and give us a retest of the lows. Yeah, and let me just fix this. So there is a possibility after a retest of this broken structure, if it gives you a rejection, and then you have a possibility to try to trade this pair for another retest of these lows back down here. Man, the dollar is so weak, it's even weaker than the Turkish lira right now. So that was it for today, guys. As usual, any questions or any pairs you want me to look at, shoot them out in the chat. I will just go and drink some water and come back to you and see if there is any questions in the chat. So let's see. I don't see any questions yet, but I know that I'm lagging about maybe 30 seconds. So you're welcome, Junabe. Thank you for being here. Thank you very much. You're welcome, Jurgita. Looks like let me see. Oh, hello Rolf, didn't see that you were with us today. Tradesociety.com are the best guys over there, guys. They have a very good course, and they are two wonderful traders. I recommend everyone to take a look at Trade Society and maybe join if you like to trade reversal. Rolf is a very good at that, and have a forum and active, very active at that forum, and gonna always give you good feedback about your trade and your charts and stuff like that. So yeah, nice to see you here. I don't think I don't know if it's Rolf or it's Moritz, but nice to see you here. Yeah. Okay, guys, I don't see any more questions or any questions at all. So thank you very much for being here. Please, if you do like those sessions, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like them, comment and tell me why. Give me some feedback to try to make them better to the next time. Great having you here, and hope everyone have a great trading week next week. As I said, just be careful with the sterling spares, look somewhere else, and be safe. See you out there. Bye bye.